If you surround yourself with people who make decisions emotionally, you're likely to adopt the same patterns. Anger spreads, envy spreads, impatience spreads. Your environment reinforces your emotional decision-making, keeping you trapped in cycles of mistakes. That's why it's crucial to recognize emotional triggers in yourself and in others. You need to create distance from chaos and surround yourself with calm, rational thinkers. Here's a practical step to start controlling emotional decisions. Pause. Stop the reaction. Take a breath. Take a breath. Ask yourself, am I making this choice because of a feeling or because of logic? Then write down the potential outcomes, good and bad. Assess them with clarity. Train this habit daily, and over time, emotional impulses will lose their power over you. You'll start seeing decisions in terms of consequences, opportunity, and strategy, instead of temporary highs or lows. Make no mistake, this is not easy. Your emotions are loud, persistent, and seductive. They want immediate action, instant gratification, and easy excuses. But the stronger you become at observing them without surrendering, the more powerful your decisions get. And powerful decisions lead to a life of freedom, wealth, respect, and mastery, while emotional decisions lead to regret and mediocrity. At heart. So when you understand the role of emotion in decision-making, you realize why people fail. Well, it's not bad luck. It's not fate. It's not the system. It's your mind betraying you in the form of untrained impulses. Conquer emotion, master rational thinking, and every choice you make will begin to build the life you want. The second reason people make bad decisions is that they follow the herd. Most people don't even realize they're doing it. They wake up every day, scroll through social media, see what everyone else is doing, and copy it, thinking it will make them successful, happy, or respected. But here's the truth. The herd doesn't lead to success. The herd leads to mediocrity, wasted time, and lives full of regret. Think about it. Society teaches you to chase certain goals. Go to school, get a degree, find a stable job, buy a house, marry, have kids, retire comfortably. There's nothing inherently wrong with these goals, but blindly following them is dangerous because you never stop to ask if these choices are right for you. They are someone else's map for life, not yours. And when you follow someone else's map without understanding it, you're guaranteed to take wrong turns. You're guaranteed to make bad decisions. Let peer pressure control them. If their friends are buying the latest gadget, they buy it too. If their colleagues are taking a risky shortcut at work, they follow along. If the crowd celebrates a trend, they jump on it without analyzing whether it serves their goals. Human nature is wired for social conformity. People fear judgment, criticism, or exclusion. That fear drives them to decisions that benefit no one but the group. And here's the kicker. In life, the herd is often wrong. History is full of examples where the majority chose poorly while a few rebels who ignored the crowd became legends. Now, let's talk about social media. This is the herd on steroids. Every moment, people are bombarded with filtered lives, success stories, and manufactured happiness. The instinct is to compare, compete, and copy. People see a friend traveling, a stranger getting rich, or an influencer living a perfect life, and suddenly they want it too. They make impulsive financial decisions, career changes, or lifestyle choices just to fit in or feel as successful. These choices are emotional, yes, but more importantly, they are herd-driven. Following the crowd is rarely a path to power. It's a path to regret. Even education and career choices are influenced by the herd. Students pick majors not because they're passionate, but because everyone says it's a practical. Professionals chase promotions, titles, or companies because that's what society values. They rarely pause to ask, does this align with my strengths, my vision, or my potential? Herd-driven decisions are always shallow. They ignore self-awareness, critical thinking, and strategy. And without those, your chances of success plummet. Here's the brutal truth. The herd is weak. It's average. It follows trends, fears risk, and prioritizes comfort over greatness. If you follow the herd, you are choosing average. You are choosing mediocrity. You are choosing a life dictated by other people's rules. That's why so many people feel stuck, frustrated, and unfulfilled. They are living someone else's life, making someone else's choices, and wondering why they aren't happy. To break free from the herd, you need mental independence. You need the courage to think for yourself. That means questioning societal norms, ignoring peer pressure, and analyzing every choice critically. Ask yourself, Does this decision move me closer to my goals? Does this choice benefit me in the long term? Or am I just following what everyone else is doing? If the answer is anything but a confident yes, you are still in the herd. Another critical point, the herd will always try to drag you back in. When you break free and start making decisions independently, you will face criticism, doubt, and even ridicule. People will mock your choices, question your logic, and try to convince you that you're crazy or wrong. That's normal. The herd fears those who escape it. But remember this, every great person in history faced the same thing. The stronger your conviction, the less power the herd has over you. Breaking free from herd mentality isn't about rebellion for the sake of it. It's about clarity, strategy, and long-term vision. When you stop copying others and start thinking independently, your decisions become deliberate. You start making choices that actually build wealth, respect, freedom, and fulfillment. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop being a follower and become a leader of your own life. Here's the takeaway. Following the herd is easy, comfortable, and seductive, but it's deadly. It leads to predictable mistakes, wasted time, and lives filled with regret. If you want to make better decisions, you must develop independence of thought, question everything, and refuse to let societal pressure dictate your choices. Don't just exist in the herd. Rise above it. Study it. Understand it, and then step away from it. The moment you stop copying everyone else is the moment your life starts changing for the better. In short, herd-driven decisions are the silent killer of potential. They are the reason most people never achieve greatness. Stop being average. Stop following trends. Stop letting fear of judgment guide your choices. Make decisions that serve you, not the crowd. That is how you escape mediocrity and start winning at life. The third reason we make bad decisions is ignorance. Plain and simple, most people decide without truly understanding the world, the situation, or themselves. They act on assumptions, habits, or outdated ideas, thinking that experience alone will carry them through life. But here's the truth. Experience is just hindsight, and hindsight can't prevent failure. It only explains it after it happens. Knowledge is power, and lack of knowledge is a trap that guarantees mistakes. Think about it. How many people invest money without understanding what they're buying? They see a hot stock or a flashy investment and jump in because someone else said it was a good idea. They don't research. They don't calculate risks. They don't understand fundamentals. And when it fails, they blame the market, the system, or bad luck. The reality. Their decision was bad because it was uninformed. Knowledge isn't optional in life. It's the armor that protects you from regret. The same applies to careers. Most people choose jobs, projects, or business opportunities without truly understanding what they're getting into. They chase prestige, salary, or social validation rather than clarity, strategy, and long-term growth. They fail to study the market, the skills required, and the potential consequences of their decisions. Then, when things fall apart, they act surprised. Knowledge bridges the gap between chance and certainty. Without it, decisions are gambles, not calculated moves. Even in relationships, ignorance kills. People commit to others without truly understanding themselves or their partners. They ignore red flags, misread intentions, and make promises they cannot keep. Why? Because they lack emotional intelligence, insight, and self-awareness. Decisions based on assumptions, feelings, or surface impressions are almost always flawed. Knowledge is not just book smarts. It's understanding human behavior, patterns, motivations, and consequences. Without it, you are blind in a world full of traps. Here's another brutal truth. Most people think knowledge is optional. They believe they can wing it, that life will somehow guide them, or that luck will save them. That's a fool's mindset. Every smart person, every successful entrepreneur, every elite athlete or investor spends their lives learning. They read, study, observe, analyze, and constantly upgrade their understanding. They know that every decision, no matter how small, has long-term consequences. Ignorance is a choice, and choosing it is choosing failure. Let's talk about patterns. Knowledge allows you to see patterns before they become disasters. Without knowledge, you're trapped in repetition, making the same mistakes over and over. People who fail often are not unlucky. They are uninformed. They don't know how to evaluate risks, recognize opportunities, or anticipate challenges. Knowledge is the difference between reacting blindly and acting with strategy. It transforms uncertainty into control. And it's not just about knowing facts. It's about understanding yourself. Self-awareness is one of the most overlooked forms of knowledge. People make bad decisions because they ignore their strengths, weaknesses, and values. They pursue paths that are incompatible with who they are, and then they suffer the consequences. True knowledge is knowing what you can handle, what you want, and what aligns with your vision. Without it, you drift, you falter, and your decisions fail you. Now, here's the challenge. Acquiring knowledge takes discipline. It requires effort, focus, and curiosity. It's not glamorous. You have to read books, study markets, analyze data, reflect on experiences, and sometimes listen to people who challenge your worldview. Most people don't do this because it's uncomfortable. They prefer instant gratification, quick fixes, and easy answers. But here's the truth. Shortcuts without knowledge are disasters waiting to happen. Knowledge is slow, deliberate, and demanding, but it pays dividends that emotions, luck, or hype never can. Another key point, knowledge compounds. The more you learn, the faster you can make smart decisions in the future. A single lesson, a single insight, can prevent years of mistakes. Every informed choice reinforces your ability to make the next one better, faster, and stronger. Ignorance, on the other hand, compounds failure. Bad decisions build on each other, creating a life full of regret, wasted time, and missed opportunities. So here's the takeaway. Bad decisions are rarely random. They are predictable. They come from ignorance, from acting without understanding, from failing to study, observe, and analyze. If you want to make better decisions, you must make learning a habit. Read, research, reflect, and educate yourself relentlessly. Understand the people around you, the markets you play in, and the consequences of your choices. Knowledge is the weapon that turns chaos into control. Without it, you are just stumbling through life, hoping luck will save you. But luck rarely shows up for the unprepared. In short, ignorance is the silent killer of success. Emotional impulsiveness, herd mentality, and fear might get the headlines, but ignorance underpins almost every major mistake. Master knowledge, master yourself, and suddenly your decisions stop being mistakes. They become tools for creating wealth, freedom, and power. Every bad decision avoided is a step closer to domination. And if you commit to learning, there is no limit to what you can achieve. The fourth and final reason people make bad decisions is fear. Fear is the invisible chain that holds most people back. It doesn't scream or announce itself. It whispers, it doubts, it manipulates. And most people don't even realize how much of their life is controlled by it. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of losing comfort. These fears shape every choice they make, often in ways that destroy their potential before they even try. Think about it. Think about it. How many people pass up opportunities? Because they're scared. They don't start a business because what if it fails? They don't ask someone out because what if they say no? They don't speak up because what if people criticize them? Every time you let fear drive a decision, you are choosing safety over power. You are choosing mediocrity over greatness. Honest. And here's the harsh truth. Life rewards the bold, not the cautious. Fear-driven decisions are almost always the wrong ones. Fear isn't just a feeling. It's a system of lies your mind tells you. It makes you overestimate risk and underestimate reward. It magnifies obstacles and hides possibilities and hides possibilities. Fear convinces you that staying where you are, doing what everyone else does, and avoiding conflict is the safest path. But it isn't safe. It's comfortable. Comfort is not safety. It's a slow death for your potential. Every choice made from fear chips away at your confidence, your freedom, and your ability to dominate your own life. Consider fear in financial decisions. People don't invest because they fear losing money, so they leave cash sitting idle, watching opportunities pass by. They stay in low-paying jobs because they fear quitting, fearing the unknown. Every fear-driven choice costs more than money. It costs momentum, growth, and independence. Fear convinces you that waiting is smarter than acting, that hesitating is safer than risking. And in reality, hesitating is the silent killer of success. Fear also sabotages relationships. People stay in toxic partnerships because they fear being alone. They avoid confrontation because they fear conflict. They don't pursue meaningful connections because they fear rejection. Every fear-based decision damages your life more than any external factor ever could. Fear shrinks you, limits your vision, and robs you of experiences that could define your greatness. But here's the secret about fear. It's inevitable, and it's irrelevant. Everyone feels it. Every person who has achieved anything meaningful has faced it head on. The difference between success and failure isn't the absence of fear, It's mastery over it. Mastery doesn't mean ignoring fear. It means acknowledging it, analyzing it, and acting despite. The moment you stop letting fear dictate your choices, your decisions become powerful weapons for creating the life you want. Practical step 1. Identify your fears. Write them down. Be brutally honest. Are you afraid of losing money? Losing status? Failing publicly? Once you see them clearly, you can start to challenge them instead of letting them control you. Fear is only as strong as your belief in it. Step 2. Calculate the real risk. Most fear is imaginary. It exaggerates consequences, inflates danger, and makes mountains out of molehills. Analyze every decision logically. What's the worst case scenario? Can you handle it? What's the upside? Often, you'll realize the fear was a story, not reality. Realizing this is liberating. It allows you to act where others freeze. Step 3, take action anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. Every decision you make in defiance of fear trains your mind, strengthens your willpower, and builds a track record of success. The more you confront fear, the smaller it becomes. The more you act despite it, the more powerful your decisions get. Another crucial point, fear compounds mistakes. Avoiding risks because of fear doesn't keep you safe. It ensures mediocrity. Fear-based decisions are slow poison. Every safety choice you make limits your growth, reduces your potential, and keeps you trapped in a life below your capability. Success isn't about playing it safe. It's about strategic aggression. It's about taking calculated risks where the reward outweighs the fear. Finally, understand this. Fear is temporary. Regret is permanent. People often choose comfort over action, only to look back years later and wish they had done more. Fear is a moment. Regret lasts a lifetime. If you want to make the right decisions, you must let vision and strategy outweigh fear. Make choices based on ambition, potential, and opportunity, not on what scares you. So, here's the takeaway. Fear is the silent puppeteer behind most bad decisions. It whispers lies, exaggerates risk, and limits action. But once you understand it, confront it, and act despite it, you gain an enormous advantage over everyone else. People who act out of fear will always be average. People who act with clarity, courage, and strategy, ignoring fear, dominate. Master fear, master your decisions, and you master life. In short, every bad decision influenced by fear is a choice to remain weak. Every courageous, calculated decision made despite fear is a step toward power, wealth, and freedom. Fear is temporary, but the consequences of bold, informed decisions last a lifetime. Stop letting fear decide for you. Take control, act decisively, and own your destiny. So, let's bring it all together. Bad decisions are not accidents. They are patterns, and they are predictable. They come from emotional impulses, from following the herd, from ignorance, and from fear. Every mistake you've made, every choice you regret, is a lesson in disguise. But most people ignore the lesson, repeat the same errors, and wonder why life never gets better. That's not you. Not anymore. The truth is simple. You can stop making decisions driven by emotion, herd mentality, ignorance, or fear. You can train your mind to pause, analyze, and act with strategy. You can seek knowledge relentlessly, think independently, and face fear head-on. Every time you choose wisely, you build momentum. Every time you make a smart, calculated decision, you are stepping closer to freedom, power, and success. Here's the final point. Life rewards the bold, the informed, the self-aware, and the fear. It punishes those who react blindly, follow the crowd, remain ignorant, or hide from fear. The choice is yours. You can keep letting your mind be hijacked by impulses, trends, and fears. Or you can take control, make decisions that serve your vision, and build a life of domination instead of regret. Remember this, decisions shape your destiny. Every choice matters. Every action has consequences. So stop blaming luck, stop blaming others, and stop blaming yourself. Study your emotions, escape the herd, educate yourself, and confront fear relentlessly. Master these 4 forces, and suddenly bad decisions become almost impossible. You're no longer at the mercy of weakness. You are the master of your life. In the end, the question isn't a why do we make bad decisions. But the real question is, will you continue letting them control your life, or will you rise above, take charge, and start making the decisions that create the future you deserve? The answer defines everything. Choose wisely.